Hola, welcome to Slowpoke Travel. Thought I would ramble around in the yard a little bit and see how badly I can get eaten up by mosquitoes. As we're still in Florida, but I thought I would jaw a little bit about house sitting complications, which we're kind of semi-having right now because most people are having complications of some sort. If you got any kind of travel plans or house sitting plans, for sure. We had a house sit in Boston we were supposed to be at right now, but that got canceled actually before we even left Mexico. We knew that wasn't going to happen. We were in Mexico for 4.5 months. Our original plan was to be there between 5 and 6 months, but we ended up leaving a little bit early because of world events. We didn't want to be traveling internationally with all this uncertainty, and I think we made the right decision for sure. But now we're just kind of hunkering down at my mother-in-law's here in Florida. We had another house sit lined up for this summer back in Mexico. We were going to be there for 3 months, and that's officially defunct now, but which we kind of expected. International travel really doesn't have a strong appeal for us right now, and the folks we were going to house it for, of course, their travel plans have been altered, just like everybody's travel plans have been altered. I'm still looking at house sits daily. I think house sitting is still a viable option for us. We're just going to have to be a lot more selective about it. But I saw one the other day that's here in Florida, and it was for a couple of months. And that's primarily what we look for. We look for house sits that are multiple months or at least a month. Generally speaking, we've done some shorter house sits than that, but for our lifestyle, we like longer house sits because for us it's not just a travel option. We're interested in house sitting as an affordable way to extend our travels and current lifestyle, which is working from home. So we work from home, but if we can work from somebody else's home, that definitely helps to keep us in budget, which is very important when we're here in the United States or in Canada or more expensive places like that. In Mexico, we only had one house sit. We housed that for 3 weeks because we wanted to, because we had the option and it worked out for us. I would have liked to have housed that more, but it wasn't necessary in Mexico because the cost of living there comparable to what we experience here in the U.S. We could live there without house sitting and remain in budget. But for sure, house sitting is more fun. I just really like it. But here I'm looking all the time still. We use Trusted House Sitters is the website we use, but there's multiple house sits that you can use. I'll have a link down below that'll take you to our website, and I'll link it to a page that has a selection of different house sitting websites you can check out, and there's information over there if you want to look at it. But if you're looking into house sitting now, I would be, I don't know if I would say cautiously optimistic or cautiously pessimistic, but certainly you'd have to go into it wide-eyed, because you're basing your travels, you're basing your plans on somebody else's travel plans, and that can certainly alter in a moment here. So you'd want to have a plan, B, C, and D, which Camera Girl and I always have. We've always got some backup plans, but even now with this current situation that's going on, all our backup plans are kind of kaplunk. But the house that I saw the other day that I was looking at and thinking about applying for, that was for 2 months here in Florida, so it wouldn't have been that far for us to travel. But the folks were traveling to their home up north. So they own multiple homes, and so they go up north for the summer. So I felt kind of confident, you know, if I'd applied for that, and if we had landed that gig, it probably would go through because they're not going overseas, they're not going on a vacation travel plan, they're just going to their other home. So in all likelihood, it would have worked out. But we didn't apply for it because we got a lot of projects going on here right now. But that's the kind of house sit I'm going to be looking for, because I don't want to, like, I see house sits all the time now. People are planning, you know, a trip to Europe or some vacation type travel plan in the near future, and I just don't know if that's something you can really count on. So I don't want to go through the steps of applying for a house sit and getting a house sit, you know, based on somebody else's travel plans that are I won't say probably, but there's a chance that they might go through, which can always happen. You know, when you're house sitting, you have to be aware that it can always go belly up for whatever reason. Just somebody could twist their ankle and now they can't take their trip, and it's a domino effect. So, you know, when you're doing a house sit as opposed to booking at a resort or doing that kind of vacation travel, I think there's a higher likelihood of a house sit falling through. But it's definitely worth the gamble. You just have to be wide-eyed about it. And certainly now, in these times. But I'm optimistic. I think we will end up doing some house sitting later this year. Maybe sooner than later. We'll see what the options are. You know, people are still definitely looking to do house sits, and there are house sitting options available. The Florida house sit that I saw the other day, I mean, once the listing went up, instantaneously there were like 10 applicants for it. And by the end of the day, the house sit was gone. I think the pool of available house sits have shrunk, so I think it's more fierce, the competition for those house sits. And it's always competitive in that I think you want to get your foot in the door first. I mean, you always want to have a good reviews and profile and whatnot, but applying first. Ooh, lost about a pint of blood there. I hope wherever you're at that you're comfortable and not in too much of a limbo. And I hope you're doing well. Camera Girl and I are doing super duper. We're just going to ride it out, see what happens. Hopefully we'll be somewhere more interesting than this yard in the near future. Although this yard is pretty interesting. But we'll talk to you in the future. Hope you're doing super duper. And be safe. And bye-bye.